And good morning or good afternoon or hello to you, listener, whenever you're listening. Welcome to the first ever tournament style retreat. This is a series of episodes that Austin and I recorded in the span of one day. Austin, we are in person, and Austin's come over, and we're just going to marathon it. So the next, 7 or 9 episodes will just kind of be part of this one continuous day of recording that we have. That's all I got.
Help me.
Yeah.
I'm locked.
It's 5:00. Wait, what?
I'm trapped.
Just got me the door's actually, you can see the door in my
oh, I forgot we're on video.
We are also on video. Hello, everybody. We've been posting more. Make sure you follow us on social media and on TikTok. Follow us on the Tournament Style TikTok.
We'd love if you shouted out our podcast blank, and then they go on to explain the podcast.
Okay, tournament time. What do we do here on Tournament Style? Well, I'll tell you what we do here.
I didn't know Macintosh was an Apple until last week's episode.
Shut up.
All right, fine. It's called Tournament Style. Are you happy? The podcast It's a 2-man comedic show where we host a tournament every week and figure out the best thing in any given category.
On Fantasy Everything meets The Goat Show, a.k.a. the perfect podcast.
Written by Guillermo and Austin, 2 listeners from, you'll never guess,
Buffalo.
Austin, if you can.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, I'm glad you played it in its entirety. It deserved it. Wow.
Hold on, there's 4 more minutes. I accidentally made it quiet.
Listen. That'd be fun.
Okay, actually cut this out. But when I play the soundboard, doesn't it usually show levels on my...
No.
It doesn't show levels on the thingy usually?
No.
Oh, okay. Never mind. We should be good then.
Yeah, because it's its own thing.
Yeah, I knew that. Okay, cool. Never mind.
I lost my AirPods.
No.
In the car.
I don't have them. I have my AirPods.
I'm going to go look for them after this episode. But
okay, yeah. Well, go ahead and start when you need to start.
Hello.
Hey, can I borrow some AirPods?
What am I cutting out of leaving them?
I don't know.
Hello and welcome to Tournament Style. The episode today is part of our theme month of Conspiracy Corner October. But before we get into that, I am your host, Austin, and I'm joined, as always, by my co-host, Guillermo. How are you on this early morning?
This is really disappointing because I had the X-Files theme oh, there it is. Hold on a minute. Queued up. Okay, if you could just take all that again.
I'm
not. Austin, this is the Conspiracy Theory theme month.
Nice.
It's loading.
Wow. Good job. We can all hear it.
Oh, there it is. Where are the whistles? Oh well, I ruined the retreat. I'm sorry. Everybody go home. It's over. It's over.
For the people listening who just heard the cold open, we are at a retreat.
Yeah, that's right. I would like to do one of these maybe once a year. Just whenever we're kind of... I don't want to say we were behind on episodes because we are the owners and bosses of the company. So.
Well, hopefully in the future, the retreat can be just about hanging out, like with the company.
Oh, well, I like... Well, yes and no, right? So for me, this is how we hang out. And so it kind of is that.
Sure,
it's just, let's get some work done too.
Yeah.
No. Uh-huh.
Yeah. I feel like retreats are usually like off the top. You're like not working usually.
Sort of.
To get the like company morale up by like not working.
Yeah, but they always sneak in some professional development like bullshit, or like they work on stuff.
Right. At least we're actually working on something and not like going to a seminar where they tell us to work or something.
Yeah, I definitely... Actually, great opening topic, professional development. Let's Yeah, no,
We
I
brought in a guest
totally agree.
speaker.
Oh, yeah. So we're going to be talking about team building and interdepartmental communication today. And yeah,
Uh,
our guest
oh, your
speakers.
camera froze.
Oh, it's fine on mine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's on mine.
Oh, your camera froze on mine.
There we
There it
go.
is. Okay, yeah,
We what we didn't account for is
What's
your
that?
spotty internet for this retreat.
Yeah, well, and so that's actually a reason that I feel like my levels look so big.
We can check after this episode.
Yeah, that's part of the reason that I am recording also a backup on Audacity, because I enjoy recording in person because there's less lag. So it's just a peek behind the curtain. Look, guys, it's 5 a.m. for us. Like, this is gonna be a chill episode. We're just chilling. I've got my coffee in front of me. It's only about a quarter way through.
You didn't make me coffee or
I offered you.
No, you
I
didn't
offered
offer
you
me.
fruitcake, and I offered you
No,
coffee
no, you
and
didn't.
water.
No, you didn't.
I offered you some fruitcake. Let's replay this for
He offered me
everyone.
fruitcake and then immediately said I couldn't have.
The entirety of it.
No,
That's
no, no.
right.
You told me I couldn't have the fruitcake in front of me. Like,
What's that?
it's like if I offered you this pillow, but I
Uh-huh.
said you could only use some of it, right? Like
That
that
is what
makes
happened,
no
except
sense.
that it's not a pillow; it's a fruitcake. So in this case, it does make sense.
No.
'Cause
It's a fruitcake for one, and you told me
This is a fruitcake for one. You feel how heavy this is? Hold on.
Oh God!
It's
You threw a
thick.
brick at me.
It's filling. It's dense.
That's gonna leave a bruise.
That's the whole point of fruitcake. It is pretty heavy though. Oh shit! Watch the mics. Okay. There's a Keurig right there. If you need to get up and make some coffee in between episodes.
Wow.
And what? Okay. Or if you need me to make
I
you
thought
coffee
this was a
in
retreat,
between.
man.
It's a retreat. There's coffee and there's a guest speaker. Like, we're hitting all the check marks. Like, your boss goes and makes you a cup of coffee at the beginning of the corporate.
Can I tell you about
getaway?
the worst job I ever had?
Yeah, sure. Have we not talked
And
about
I'm
this?
maybe actually I probably did.
Okay.
And to be fair, not that I'm spoiled, not that I like live, a normal good life or whatever.
Yeah.
To say that this is the worst job. People have had worse jobs.
No,
so,
I totally understand. Everything in perspective and context.
Right. It's a trucking company. I'm pretty sure I've heard about it. I worked at it for 2
Cintas?
weeks.
Was it
No, it
not
was
Cintas?
in like Olmito or
Oh,
something.
Gabe worked for Cintas, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So I was working with like some books at this trucking company, and I'm in the interview. The interview takes forever,
Okay.
first of all, and they pretty much hire me on the spot, and they tell me about how there's a ton of turnover, and the last guy that was there ended up not working, and then didn't quit.
Like, he didn't work out? Like,
He
this guy
said,
didn't work out. Like,
oh, he didn't do work.
he didn't work. Like,
Yeah.
it's not working as in, like, the person is not working.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
And he said, I'm not going to fire me, or I'm not going to quit. You have to fire me. I'm just not going to do any of my job. I'm just going to sit here until you fire me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, at a certain point.
He cold quit before it was cool.
That's right.
Uh-huh.
So it's just a weird interview. I feel like he doesn't tell me about the job much. I'm just going off of the
Description.
application. Yeah,
Right,
the
sure.
description. And so whatever, they hire me, and I start working like that day, and which is odd to me.
Yeah, that is odd. Like, you're already doing more than your predecessor.
Yeah, I was very confused
in the first 2 hours.
They didn't teach me anything.
Uh-huh.
And then my boss got upset at me when I wasn't doing anything. She's like, you need to take the initiative of like learning what to do around here.
That same
start
day,
doing it.
or like that week.
Yeah, that same day, same week, same everything, but that same day.
Yeah.
And I was very confused, and then I learned that part of my job would be keeping the books, helping with like, stuff that I'm went to school for.
You learned this on the first day.
Yeah, and part of my job, an hour, would be front. What's a not
Oh,
secretary, but like the
a desk, like
yeah,
a
desk
mhm, right.
person
Mhm.
to these truckers who all speak Spanish, which I don't know
Oh yeah,
Spanish.
yeah. Uh-huh.
And then also part of my job is I'd have to get the boss coffee at some point.
That was part of your job.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
that you can actually get at them for, because that's not a you can't do that.
yeah.
That can't
No,
be
no,
part of
a
your
lot of it was really crazy to
yeah.
me.
Or I don't think you
But
can.
I worked there for 2 weeks. The first couple days, I didn't even have access to the computer because they didn't have like the IT working there, so I
And
couldn't get like a password or
and that
anything.
sounds like that's just onboarding. Like it takes a minute,
For sure, but they would
But they
get
expected you to
upset at
work.
me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. The fact that they're getting upset at you in the first day also
yeah. It's very odd.
nice. How long did you last there?
2 weeks, and I
Oh wow.
every lunch break I would cry in my
Oh, are
car.
you serious,
Yeah,
dude? I'm
yeah.
sorry, because that stuff is confusing and stressful.
Because it was one of my first jobs
Yeah.
too,
Mhm.
and I was like, okay, this will be fine. I'll work here for a little bit,
Yeah.
and it was just so stressful.
No,
Yeah.
but it hits you, and that's the thing. That's something that, man, I don't want to get on a rant about work, but you know how I try to be just a goofy, go lucky
Uh-huh.
guy, whatever. Like I think people take that for granted because, and I don't know if this has to do with like a difference in generations now, but dude, stuff like that can really just if you're in a new environment and it's a professional environment and it's confusing and that stuff is, I think, some of the hardest stuff to deal with. I would make the claim that for anybody, like in any generation or any like style of expectation of workplace, because I've definitely been through that, or a similar thing to
Right.
that. So yeah, I'm sorry, because that's tough to go through. So shout out to anybody who's ever started a new job and been like, I am definitely like just confused and I hate this, because it
Yeah. Right.
happens. Did it, to be in those 2 weeks, did it change much as far as I mean, it sounds like not, but like, did it get better? Did you like, oh, I'm writing numbers now? Like what?
I mean, the part where I was like left alone and like worked on what I thought the job was, I was
Right.
like, that's
Hmm.
fine and normal, especially after they taught me. It's
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
okay, I understand. Like, I'm not gonna know trucking stuff, like, because it was
Hmm.
specific to like which truck would leave at a certain time or whatever. So it
Yeah.
was pretty specific.
Oh yeah. Wow.
And so yeah, I was like, okay, um that stuff was fine. The part where they didn't tell me, or it wasn't in the job description at all, where I or an hour I'd have to go kind of talk to these people which I don't
Yeah.
understand and
This
they don't
is.
understand me. And this
Uh-huh.
is like the worst hour
Yeah,
that
for
I'm just
sure.
praying is over. And then
And
after that, when they would get upset at me for things that they wouldn't teach me, also was like kind of
yeah,
crazy. So I was like, okay, this
no,
is
that's insane. The people don't. I think, and again, this might be like a spoiled millennium mindset, but
yeah,
like I
maybe.
think you're supposed to teach people how to do their job when they,
I think it
if they
depends on the
don't.
job, but yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. I
Hmm.
totally agree.
Yeah. I
Or
mean,
like how we do things here. Yeah.
right, exactly. Sure, I think there's things where you can plug in here, there, but like, if it's, especially when it's smaller organizations that have a more unique way of doing something, like a corporate structure, sometimes it's like, bro, you you send this email every day at 9 o'clock. That's all you do.
Right,
You're a
right.
cog in the
Right.
machine. But like, stuff like that, I just think, and I also believe, and this has come, I mean, we've been in like the quote unquote workforce now for, I don't know, like what, 7 or 8 years. Like
Yeah.
we've had a few jobs and experiences. I also think that I how can I put this without sounding so spoiled and entitled? I'm about to sound so spoiled and entitled. I don't shoot above my pay grade unless
Oh,
you're paying me
for
more.
sure.
So I'm not going to be like the boss of the company. I'm not going to invent a whole everything for you and like, yeah, you should be I can do those things, but if you're not paying me to do those things, you're not
I
getting that.
1000% agree, and I don't think that's being spoiled. I think that's being smart. I feel like the
Why
older
would I?
generation broke their backs for like
Oh,
no pay
they
and
really do expect you to, for pennies, go and be the new CEO of the company
yeah,
and then want to take also the credit for that.
Right. Yeah.
It's just I feel like I've just heard so many stories and seen so many things, especially. Firstly, let me say, just I love my job, and I think it's an amazing organization and the way to do it. But in hearing things about other nonprofits and kind of outside the arts realm, just because my partner works and studied stuff around nonprofits, and sometimes it really is like that. It's like, no, if I'm gonna work under you, you got to manage me to the level of like,
For sure. Yeah.
you should be working at your pay grade is what I expect to you. And that probably sounds really disrespectful to people of a certain generation, and I think
definitely, but I hope the younger generation understands that as well, and
I think you gotta stick to your guns. You gotta be smart. Like you obviously need to be professional and smart, and you cover your own ass. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Don't get played. That life is too short to get played for 10 years before you figure that out.
Yeah, we're like the opposite of that grind set on social media. That's like you gotta be working every day from whatever to whatever.
You gotta be like the guy that cold quit before it was cool. That Austin took his job.
Yeah, scab.
In a way, yeah, you were. Yeah, in a way, you were the first scab, even. But that's an interesting story to start off. Fuck it, let's find the name of the trucking company and just kind of shit talk them for the rest of the episode.
My boss was an asshole. She was so mean.
Oh like, man, I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
I generally have had decent working experiences as far as management. I will say, let me go ahead and put myself in the ThunderGnome, right? I don't think I'm an easy person to manage.
Oh, interesting.
I do not. I must not be.
Wow.
I'm
okay,
such
I would
a
have
weird.
thought the opposite.
I'm an extremely cooperative and communicative person,
yeah.
But you really gotta figure me out. You know who's good at figuring me out? Teachers.
Oh, nice.
Teachers kind of get me. And I don't know if that's because I worked in teachers or because my mom was a teacher or what it is.
It's got to be all of it, yeah.
Yeah, but for someone who really wasn't a super studious academic person in like high school and lower, and I say that because in college I just studied music, and of course I loved that, so I did my shit,
which is awesome.
Yeah, I mean that was kind of my plan. I was like,
I
just
to be one of those people that just studied what you love and do what you love.
Yeah, I think
cool.
I don't know if I've told this on the podcast, but we kind of our generation of our class in high school kind of played the system, and some of us I graduated with an associate's degree, like
right,
essentially.
Yeah, I graduated like 60 hours.
Yeah, and I didn't have to take like AP exams. We took they were called dual enrollment classes.
Yeah, they just counted.
Which let me say right now is bullshit. Like we did say well, which also I guess just in general, like I don't know, like a lot of the system side of it is bullshit too. But that come on, man. Like
it's fair. We definitely should.
I did college pre-cal as a junior. Like what?
Yeah.
No. Not
yeah,
that
I went to college starting in Cal 2, which doesn't seem that was a mistake.
I've said this before, I think 2 or 3 core classes my entire 4 years of college. I took poli-sci, Western literature, and which I loved that class. And
oh, nice.
That might be it. I didn't take a math class in college.
You stopped taking math classes
my junior year of high school.
Years old.
I did. It's really bad. And I understand now why that probably, I don't know. But going back to, what was I saying? Oh yeah, right. Being someone who wasn't super studious in high school, like I didn't do homework. I was just not an amazing student at all. I was below the top 10% of my class. Yeah, I feel like something's grown into me where I have this, like a good teacher knows how to figure me out to get me to do stuff.
Nice.
And like motivate me. And I think that just speaks to, there's some people that just know how to motivate and inspire, and that's what I look for in a manager. And if you're not that, I'm just a nuisance. I'm just the worst. Like I'm trying to make you better, man.
I feel like I grew up with teachers as my ops.
As your
Like,
ops?
yeah, my opposites. Like, I
Oh, yeah,
felt like
yeah.
I never liked them, and they never liked me, and that's a
Yeah.
bad mindset, unfortunately.
I
But
mean,
that's just how like it felt like a lot of my teachers were.
that's how a lot of people feel.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
just I have grown to respect teachers now that I'm older way more, as opposed
Yeah.
to like they're
Mhm.
not just like babysitters to get mad at you for like everything, which is what
Right,
it
for
felt
sure.
like at the
No,
time.
no, it's hard because it is seemingly that they are pitted against you, right? Like
Right.
you're the students are the common body, and then there's a one
I had
person.
I rarely had any teachers that felt like they were there for me to help me,
Yeah.
as opposed to like against me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
do you have any teachers that like one that like you think back on like
Oh yeah,
oh
definitely.
okay.
Arambida.
Oh okay, cool. Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
he was awesome. My favorite teacher of all time that
Yeah.
I had.
That's a shout out for. Well, he was so good at relationship building with students. Like he could
Definitely,
really,
yeah.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, he felt like a
Um
normal he felt like he treated me like a person.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. No, that's a super real thing. Um
Last
yeah,
thing
that's a
I'll
good
say
shout.
about my boss that sucked, and then we
Mhm.
can move on forever. We can go to
No.
Thunderdome.
Uh-huh.
And this is maybe a valid take and maybe a bad take, but it felt like she was upset at me that I had a degree,
Dude, you know,
because she was pretty old and she had been working there a long ass time,
yeah,
and
for
it
sure.
just felt like she didn't like me.
That's unfortunate. Yeah.
Because yeah,
Let me say, people often only talk about carrying your baggage around when we're talking about relationships, but let it just be known, people take their baggage everywhere,
that's yeah, true,
into the
very true.
office, into like, and I just feel like, guys, everybody chill. Like I don't know if it's because it's 5 a.m. or what, but I'm just like, we just all gotta, I just all gotta relax. We don't got that long on this earth. Again, I don't know why that's the second time I'm saying this, but like, there's nothing is so dire these days. I mean, some stuff is dire, and luckily most of us don't have to deal with that stuff. And sometimes you do. Sometimes stuff happens in your life that's really like awful and stuff. But if it's something like, this kid's coming in with a job and he's got to like, dude, chill, man. Like you've got other stuff to deal with going on. Like work on, I don't know.
Yeah.
And we all do it. Not to put anybody on blast, but yeah, I feel preachy this morning. Yeah.
Let's move into something more fun, shall we?
If you want to call it that.
Yeah, I know exactly what my
Oh
thunder
man,
was gonna be. Yeah, I don't know if you were like didn't have one or were
I'm in
unsure,
between. I feel like I could call you
but
out
go
on
ahead and play
something.
the music.
Yeah, that's it.
Welcome to another edition of Thunderdome!
Okay, ThunderGnome. What do we do here in the ThunderGnome? Well, I'll tell you what we do in the ThunderGnome. We sort of, it's similar to our rant section where we sort of go off about something, but it's about the other host usually or someone in the room.
Yeah, we're putting them on the spot, right?
Yeah, on
That's the
blast. We're
Thunder
putting them
Gnome.
in the ThunderGnome.
Yeah, tell them why it's Thunder Gnome.
I don't know.
Let's try to catch you off guard.
I don't. Why is it the
Oh,
ThunderGnome?
it's
Noam
it started.
Chomsky? Is it Thunder Noam
Oh,
Chomsky?
Thunder Gnome Chomsky. There's something there. It's in our episodes. Like if you go back farther enough, it developed for a reason. I
Right.
don't remember what that is.
Okay, well I'm gonna put you in the ThunderGnome.
Okay, I'm going to Thunder Gnome. That's fine.
We've talked about this retreat for a while.
Oh no. Uh-huh.
At one point, I even got a little confused because I thought like I was gonna come over after work and we'd record like 2 or 3 episodes.
Oh, okay.
And you were like, no, let's make it the whole day.
Okay.
Let's record like a
I
bunch.
know where this is going.
So I took off of work like
Yeah.
a couple weeks ago. I told you like 23rd.
Yeah,
Can
yeah.
you do it?
Right. Uh-huh.
All day.
Okay.
Well, you
Yeah.
know, I'll take off work from it and then I'll come over and we can record. It's 5 a.m.
Uh-huh.
The other day you texted me, oh shit, I have something on the 23rd.
Okay.
This is after I took the day off,
That's fine.
after whatever,
Uh-huh.
and you have something. You're busy later.
Well,
right? Tell the people.
Sort of. Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, is this my
Yeah,
now
go ahead
chance
and
to defend
defend
myself?
yourself. Yeah.
Well, okay, I have a rehearsal at 7 p.m. Like, I feel like we probably would have been done by then, right? Like,
I don't know.
Oh, well, yeah, no, that's totally fair. I should have. Yes, I should like looked at my calendar, talked, said that and all that. I don't know when else we would have done it. I mean, obviously, I should have told you, and maybe you could have. I also didn't know if you're taking off work or like taking off work. You know what I
No,
mean?
I took it off.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the dedication. Well, we'll be recording episodes the whole 9 to 5, so that's my only defense. No, I totally hold on.
I thought this was going to be 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. I thought it was a 5 to 9 instead of 9 to 5.
Let me give this.
It's me. Hi, I'm the problem. It's me at tea.
Yeah, that's totally my bad. I hadn't put the rehearsals in my Google Calendar, and
Okay, yeah, I'll accept the apology.
yeah. On a separate topic, would you like to go see my concert this weekend? It's
Your
at
little
Bjork.
concert?
It is. Yeah, that's what the rehearsal is for. So someone didn't get a music degree.
You had a little concert this past weekend.
I did have a concert this past weekend too.
Say the descriptor. You had a little concert.
Oh yeah, so I had a little concert. Yeah, I did a little singing, sang in a little choir.
Yeah, you're out of the Thunderdome. That's fine.
Oh, okay, cool.
It's not that big of a deal, actually. I doubt we were gonna go past that anyway. So.
Yeah. No, but I also, I mean, I definitely dropped the ball as far as being like, oh, but I do have this. Well, glad you're here. Thanks for being here. I don't know that I have a ThunderGnome really. Sorry, I'm super bad at preparing for these sometimes. The thing is, I need to write stuff down because yeah, like on the daily, I think about stuff, that Austin could do better in his life. I just don't write it down. Sorry.
I was gonna say, to be fair, there's not much that I could be doing better. So.
Right. I got one for you. You need to hydrate more. And maybe eat
Okay.
some more vegetables and stuff.
Okay, I feel like I hydrate
being
a good amount.
Thin
and
hot doesn't mean healthy, man. I don't want you fainting at music festivals. We're still young. We're only 39, depending on when you're listening to this.
I'm gonna blame the weed for that one.
Well,
I totally forgot that
that
I
you
had
hadn't
to,
eaten.
Yeah, that I hadn't
right.
drank anything.
Yeah, eat. Have you eaten today?
No,
Eat meals,
it's 5 a.m.
Oh yeah, that's
of
fair.
course not.
You haven't eaten pre-breakfast yet. No, I mean I think that's
Yeah, no.
that's
Play the
definitely-
music. I'll take it.
Oh, okay.
It's me. Hi, I'm the problem. It's me at tea.
Yeah, no. Good Thunderdome.
That's not bad. Yeah, that's good.
Uh,
Cool. Want to talk about the theme month?
yeah, we should talk about it. It was your idea.
It was.
credit.
I don't know how this came about.
We
but,
don't have a great name for it yet, but we do. It is a great idea.
I like what you said. Conspiracy corner. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's fine. Look, if people have been listening, they get the bit of the bad name where we smash it with the name of the month.
Right. So
We can move past that.
Right. So last
okay.
October we did, or 2 Octobers ago, last
Yeah.
theme month in October, we did Blockbuster Tober.
Right,
or
which is a lot of
something.
fun.
Yeah. And we did movies. We're changing it up this year. We're doing conspiracy theory-esque tournaments.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, we're gonna be in the conspiracy corner and talking about them and tournamenting different ones. This one specifically today, should we talk about it? Should we give it up?
Oh yeah, tell everybody what it is. Yeah, for sure.
It's
Oh, my bad. Hey, let
I
me
don't know what it
Let me
is.
scroll to paint the picture for everyone. I've got this Google Doc up on my TV, so Austin can follow along.
This tiny little TV.
Oh
What
my
size
God.
is that? Would you
What
say?
do you mean? It's like 55, maybe.
Yeah, that's really small. Man.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought that was the
How do you
standard.
see
What
anything?
do you mean? I can see fine. You're back in the ThunderGnome. Check your eyes. Check your eyes.
Okay, well, you also have it placed on the ground.
We're
with a
using
desk
the
in front of-
table as
I'm
our
just saying,
recording. Yeah, it's difficult. No, I get it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a best conspiracy theory surrounding the death of prominent figures.
Right. Yeah. Do you want to give it like a JFK thing? Right.
Whoa.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm
he's
just
in
saying.
there.
That's the kind of standard one. One of them anyway. just so people
grassy
kind of
knoll.
understand that. Yeah, there's also a. I don't know. I'll ask you right now. Do you want to do these 4 names I've got down here as a mini tournament or as honorable mentions? The reason I say maybe a mini tournament is because they're kind of interesting. We can maybe talk about them a
I'd be
little
down
bit.
to talk about them. Yeah, just get all in the conspiracy mindset a
Yeah.
little bit.
I think that's kind of where I ended up coming up with this like theme month. I don't know
Yeah, it's
what
fun. I think it's a good idea.
Yeah, I think conspiracies can be super fun. I'd love to fill that role on the podcast as the
Conspiracy
this
guy.
conspiracy guy.
We should put that as a segment every once in a while going forward as the conspiracy corner, and we talk about
that'd be a good one.
different conspiracies.
Maybe it was the alien sighting when you saw the alien.
I did see aliens.
Yeah, so
which is cool.
Yeah, but in real life, so not a conspiracy.
You saw it on the phone. I saw it
on
in
the
real
phone.
life.
That's right.
Yeah, we are not the same.
Right, I got it.
Yeah, so you have a little mini thing going on. Let's just talk about the first couple. We got Paul McCartney, Sir Paul McCartney,
Okay,
which
so
I
this
brought up. Did you even know about it when I brought it up the other day?
maybe not, because I always, when I think Beatles and conspiracy, I think John Lennon.
Sure, yeah.
I don't think I'd heard about that. I did come across it when I was researching all this stuff.
Right, yeah.
Do you want to say a little bit about it?
Yeah. I'll say a little bit. I mean, basically, the basic thing surrounding him is that he died, Paul,
Right.
the real one, and that they replaced him with someone else.
Yeah.
And they're like, this is still him. He didn't die. Everything's fine.
Yeah, which is actually what the thing I think most of these people in the pre-tournament have in common.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is very interesting. There's so I say I didn't know about it, but I do know there's a couple Beatles songs that when you play them backwards,
Right.
they do the Paul is Dead Man.
Yeah. And then there's like different album covers where like he's the only one.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah.
So actually, maybe I did know, because I have heard like the Paul is Dead Man thing. I think I was in like middle school
knew
when
as a
someone
kid.
showed
Yeah,
me that.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So maybe I just hadn't like thought about it or heard it in a
minute.
while.
I have to say, if he is dead, they struck gold like twice.
Yeah, of course. I mean,
How
well,
did they find this guy that's like also pretty good at music? You know
hey,
what
I mean,
like,
turning up the conspiracy meter, like, I don't know, clone, or like they have his DNA, or I don't know, like, or he had a
clone.
twin brother. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what a really great movie is that I'm gonna go ahead and spoil for everyone? Oh, maybe I shouldn't. Have you seen The Prestige? Oh, you found your AirPods. Good, congratulations. I don't
have
know if
seen
that
The
made it
Prestige.
into
We
the cold
talked
open.
about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's a cool movie.
That movie is crazy. Is that Nolan?
I think
It
so.
is, right?
Yeah, I think it is.
That movie is good. It's crazy.
Yeah, it is really good. But I was gonna say maybe he has a twin. Whatever it is, I think it's a fun. I think that one seems more of a sprung out of fun. I don't know that there's any like real, like government conspiracies. To me, like there's motive behind them. Like I'm like, oh, I could see why they would do this.
Yeah, the motive here is that they wanted to keep being famous without like a weird, like a
right. I guess on the off chance that he died, right? I mean, that's
if he died, then
that
they
was the
wanted to
motivation.
keep it under wraps. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Give me like a 50% to 100. How? Because hey, to this month, everything's a 50-50 chance on these. Could
That's
be
the
real.
lowest.
That's the lowest you can go. What's 50 to 100?
Because I was going to go lower.
You could say 50.
Well, now I don't want to say 50.
All right, 49 to 100 then.
No, I would have said like there's like a 20% chance this is real. 20 out of 15.
All right.
But if it's 50 to 100, I'll say like 60.
Oh, okay. I see what you mean.
Yeah.
I see what you mean. So, yeah.
Right.
I mean, you can go straight bottom, is what I'm saying. Like 50%, it's a coin flip if it's real or not. Like,
yeah, I'll say 60.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's Paul McCartney. Another like body swap that I learned about, Avril Lavigne, which I think I'd heard about this one a little bit.
This one is fun to me.
Oh, is it? Okay.
I like the idea of this one.
Well, the replacement Avril Lavigne has apparently like a name and like a following
like
as well. I think it's
whatever.
Melissa.
Melissa,
or something.
yes.
But That one's kind of a same thing. It's just if she
She didn't
died.
die, right?
Oh no, I don't
Or
know. I don't know.
I
Let's see.
think hers, they just like she didn't want to do it anymore or something.
Some of these I might have to refresh, and my keyboard is very far away from me. Let me grab
Which
this.
that one would be less likely if she didn't die, because then the motivation is a lot less there.
If you were right, and that's interesting about all the musicians we have kind of on the lists is some of them I think there's some like, oh, this person faked their death, and that's kind of the thing behind it. So really she fits on kind of the like the Elvis category, right? Of like she wanted out, faked
Tupac.
her death, like yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't they say that about like Chappelle or something, that he like what happened there? Like Chappelle's alive obviously, but something happened for a few years where people were like, where's Chappelle? And
Well,
they
he
were like,
he went off the grid, I think.
oh, okay.
I think he just took a step, like he got really rich.
But there was nothing else
and
like
then- I don't think so.
oh, okay.
I think people were just wondering, like, I mean, he could be doing anything, right? Like, who knows?
Yeah. Where do you think your tolerance is? How famous do you think you could get before you'd be like, yo, I'm out? Because obviously there's people like, I mean, think about like Taylor, like just to bring
I don't
up a
think I
current
could
name.
ever get that famous where I'm like, I can't
Like,
do this anymore.
To like, like you don't think you have a roof? Like
I don't think so. That seems.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to even imagine like going out and being like mobbed everywhere. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, I guess that would suck, but I don't.
It's hard to imagine. I just feel like we hear so often from celebrities that aren't even at the highest level, but are at a pretty high level, that it's just
Right.
like
I mean,
the
it's very
saddest life.
personal, right? It's very
Yeah.
like, person to person. You could not like any fame, sort of like any.
Oh
sort
yeah.
of, like,
Well, that's
so
why
even
I'm
if
asking,
like a couple
yeah.
people come at
Mhm.
you, yeah.
But so you're thinking you have a pretty high one.
Yeah.
Like
If I was
you don't
like,
see your limit.
if I was like
it's too high.
A-list famous,
Yeah.
I think I'd be fine. Like, I would just be a little. I feel like I'm already a little like recluse and homely, and like that's fine.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think that's just something famous people say so other people won't try to be famous?
Yeah, the gatekeeping.
Yeah. Like, oh, this is awful.
It is crazy to me. I mean, this is high thoughts 101, right? But it is crazy to me that everyone is human on this earth,
Mhm.
right? Everyone's born the same,
Yeah.
but we put like certain people on a pedestal because they can like act good or art well, and
Yeah.
that's pretty funny to me.
I mean, and this has been happening since like the
Ever.
beginning of
Yeah.
every
Those
it is pretty
famous
crazy.
cavemen. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. This guy hunts the best, so he's
Yeah.
the
It is pretty
god.
wild. Have you ever met someone that how can I put this? They give you that vibe of like, oh, I understand now that you're like a unique enough person to be this famous. I guess it depends how many like famous people you've met, but I feel like
No,
no,
I don't
that's
get
kind
that
of what
at
I'm
all.
like thinking too. Is
Would you be starstruck if anyone like walked into your life, like, and you like wouldn't like, you'd be like so in awe that you'd be like, I can't say hi to like a normal person to this person? Or...
Yeah, I don't. That's a hard one for me. I'm not sure because I get more and more like because now I see recently I saw like Tina Fey and Amy Poehler.
Yeah,
And that was a little surreal, and I wasn't anywhere near them. Like I was like pretty far away, but I was
Yeah.
still like, oh wow, like it's this. So I feel like as I'm getting older, I'm getting more like of starstruck of that feeling. I know a time in my life where anyone could have walked up to me, I'd have been like, oh yo, what's up,
Yeah, right.
I'm not sure. I'd really have to think about that.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. Like maybe LeBron, I'd be like, wow.
Yeah,
But I don't know.
but yeah, I don't know. Yeah, or I've even thinking like about. I can't think of an example in my life, but I know the feeling. I know what I'm thinking. It's just like you see the person. It's like if you meet a real life basketball player and you're like, oh, you're that tall. I get it now.
Right, you're just amazed also. But...
Yeah, I'm wondering if they're like, if I could meet like an actor that I'd be like, oh, I can feel the talent.
Adam Driver.
Yeah, there's no. Oh right. Oh fuck.
You would
Fuck
you'd
that.
melt.
There's no way. I
Um,
would fight him on the spot. I'm making that claim now on the podcast.
yeah, I agree. I love acting. I love movies. I love TV shows,
Yeah.
and I give all the praise to these people
Yeah.
who are
Yeah.
really good at it, and it's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And I still, yeah, it's still crazy to me that people like will see these actors who like
Yeah.
do well in movies or whatever and treat them as like anything more than just, I don't know,
Yeah.
normal human.
It's interesting. I think part of it also has a little bit to do with like mob mentality, and a little bit has to do with like in a lot of cases. I know we're going off on a huge tangent. In a lot of
Yeah,
cases,
we are.
yeah, people separate the person and the idea of the person, and we're like blowing up this idea, this legend, this kind of concept, and it has less to do with the person and more about the collective people
Oh, for sure.
creating
I'm
this.
so excited for all the little Kardashians in the future. They're gonna run the world.
That's so insane.
Kim's kids.
So
Courtney
insane.
is pregnant with Travis Barker.
Oh my
Like for
gosh.
more kids. Like there's just gonna be kids everywhere of these little tiny famous
That's so insane.
humans. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. The rich get richer, am I right? Let's just shout out the last two.
Yeah.
Melania Trump also has something like this.
I hadn't heard that one when I saw it written down.
Yeah, it's around the internet somewhere. Melania Trump. There's a Wikipedia. Excuse me, a Wikipedia actually. Melania Trump replacement conspiracy theory. That she's a body double. I'm not going to get too into it, but y'all can read about that. It's if conspiracies are fun to you, it's another fun one. And also Steve Jobs. I think that one was more of like they froze him or something.
Oh, okay,
I don't
that
remember
makes
why.
sense because he's definitely dead.
Really?
He didn't believe in like medicine or something, right? Like that was his thing.
I don't remember that. Yeah,
He had
that
like,
sounds
what did he
familiar.
have? Did he have cancer or something? Where he
I
just
don't
was
remember.
like, "No, I'm not gonna get treatment. I'm just gonna
Just
like, I don't care. I'll
call
just-"
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Well, much respect to him. But now the tournament. Yeah, we're doing pretty good
The
on time.
tournament for best conspiracy theory surrounding the death of prominent figures. So these are all famous people
Mhm.
who died, who supposedly.
Yeah, so that's why I did surrounding the death of, because yes, it has just to do.
All these people are dead.
All these people are dead, and it's different things around. Like one is frozen, one is not dead, one is it's just different conspiracies around the death.
I'm sure they'll figure it out when we jump into it.
Yeah.
First matchup. I'm actually gonna do this not the way you wrote it, but I'll do this way. First matchup will be Elvis Presley versus Mozart.
Oh, good. Oh, nice little music matchup.
Yeah.
I can get into the Mozart like off the top of my head. I'm pulling up Wikipedia just to have some reference of stuff, but let me tell you the fun thing about Mozart. I don't know if you know this. I used to actually teach my kids this because it would make them interested in Mozart. Did you know that Mozart was a Freemason?
What does that explain? I know it. So I know what a Freemason is, right?
Uh-huh.
Like I know everything.
Yeah.
But to the
Wait,
people
no.
listening,
I didn't mean to say yeah to that.
Yeah. So to the people listening, go ahead and
Uh-huh.
explain what a Freemason is.
Yeah, well, it's a real secret society. It's one of our oldest secret societies in the world.
Illuminati.
Yeah, it's akin to the Illuminati, a little less, I would say, like dark and mysterious. So do you remember the theater teacher at our high school? His name was Mr. Rodriguez. People called him Rod.
Yeah, I never had him, but I remember people talk about him.
I believe he was a Freemason, and there's actually a youth version of Freemasonry called like Demolay or something. And I was actually going to join that. He was talking to me about like getting into that. So I was almost on the pipeline to becoming a Freemason.
Seems bad for a teacher to do, but
the youth thing was geared at like students and kids
Just
and stuff. There's no like initiation or anything.
you're about to be a Scientologist.
And if there was, we couldn't hear. Yeah. Well, so that's the interesting thing about Freemason. Oh, sorry.
Just talking about Scientology,
Uh-huh.
you would 100% buy into any like cult. I think you were. If all of my friends that would be in a cult, I would see you in a cult, and you'd be like, "No, I'm not in a cult. Like it's just we do this, and this."
Let me tell you about a realization I had when I was like deep in researching all these conspiracy theories. The reason I get so into stuff like this or into other things is life is too boring for me otherwise.
Ooh, yeah,
I need the
yeah.
stimulation. I
Yeah.
need to be able to like read about this and be like, what if, you know?
Okay, Freemason. Sorry, didn't mean
It's a
that.
secret society. A lot of people are like, yo, they don't do anything. A lot of people are like, yo, they control the world, right? Akin to Illuminati, I would say Illuminati is a little more of a far-fetched thing. Freemasons, I mean, a lot of the founding fathers were, or some of the founding fathers were Freemasons. They're often found in positions of power. Like, there's more traces of Freemasons around the globe throughout history. We can talk about that more when we
Who's
tournament.
the most famous Freemason right now?
Oh, that's a good question. Living Freemasons.
Wow, good Google search.
Is it?
Yeah.
Who are famous Freemasons alive today? No, this person is dead. Hold on.
Well, who was it?
Okay, Mozart.
Oh.
Silvio Berlusconi, Italian former prime minister. Jesse Jackson. Steve Wozniak. Wozniak, co-founder of Apple. Steve Wozniak.
Yeah, you know who Wozniak is.
Yeah.
Steve Jobs, Steve Wozniak. He co-founded Apple, man.
Oh, yeah. Did you know Macintosh was an Apple? Michael Richards. Oh, the guy that played Kramer on Seinfeld.
Who?
Yeah. So those are some
Okay.
famous Freemasons.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to again.
I also have a
Just
list of like
questions.
dead ones if like you want to.
Nah, I don't care about them.
Voltaire,
Nah,
Mozart,
I don't really care about them.
Roosevelt,
Mm-mm.
Churchill.
Who? Churches?
Churchill. As in Winston A.
Whoa, what's his middle name?
I made that up. Anyway, look, we're going on so many tangents.
You'd be in a cult.
So Mozart was a
Oh,
Freemason, and he wrote this opera called The Magic Flute. Within that opera, people believe
Is he gay?
What?
Was he gay?
Mozart?
Yeah.
No. He
Why
had
did you say it like
multiple?
he couldn't be gay?
Because you keep
You said it
no,
very
I didn't say
homophobic.
you're derailing because it has nothing to do with the opera.
Okay,
Is what I'm saying.
I think it might. If he was gay or not, I feel like it would have changed his whole life.
You know, that's fair, but to answer your question, no, he's not gay.
All right, man. Didn't realize you were so homophobic.
I'm not homophobic. I'm trying to get through the first person we have on this tournament in the 11th hour of the first episode of an entire marathon day of recording episodes.
Right. Good point.
By the way, if you're just tuning in, we're currently in our tournament style retreat.
Why would they just be tuning
I don't
in?
know, man. I'm a radio
That's
guy.
not how podcasts work.
I don't know how this works. Okay, so Mozart wrote an opera called The Magic Flute, or Die Zauberflöte in German. And
is he German?
No, man.
Oh, okay.
I'm just kidding. Well, actually, no. He's Austrian.
Oh, okay.
The language is German that they speak in Austria. I don't have to explain.
Is that like the Canadians of the USA?
I don't.
Like if you're Canadian and they're like, "Oh, you American?"
We could maybe pull some parallels there. Let me put this on our list of stuff to talk about in later episodes. Is Austria the Canada of Germany? Okay, so he wrote an opera, The Magic Flute. People think that Mozart alluded to a lot of the secret aspects and ceremonies of the Freemasons in that opera. There's a lot of Masonic symbolism, is what people, unless you're a Mason, you don't really know, but that's what people speculate.
Sure.
And the conspiracy theory is that the Masons did not like this, and so they poisoned and killed Mozart. To this day, we don't really for sure know how Mozart died. I'll also say that though this is a conspiracy theory, not necessarily like a scholarly theory, there's a lot of research and text around this. It's very much corroborated by. I mean, to be fair, a lot of conspiracy theories is like people on the History Channel, like, I'm a historian. But there are a lot of music historians that talk about the reasons why this is probably a thing. I mean, Mozart was kind of like how can I put this? Like, he's buried in like a pauper, like he doesn't have a grave. Like he was buried in a mass pauper's grave site. He was just kind of a guy, and like was kind of a working, uh, struggling musician throughout his life. Pissed off like a lot of people, always owed people money, always stuff like that. So
Is he good?
good what?
Like a good
How dare you?
composer?
How dare you, man?
Like, is he the
How dare
goat
you.
or is he just some guy?
Yeah, I mean, we wouldn't have the music we have now without him.
Oh,
Is
so
that
he's the
fair
goat.
enough? He's one of the goats.
He's Michael
I'd
Jordan.
say Mozart and Bach are pretty much the
Who's your goat?
we would. I like Mozart. Well, yeah, I don't know, Mozart maybe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, as far as like important classical music figures, not like my favorite, but
Is he the best?
I,
Is he
I
the greatest of all time?
considering he died like in his 30s, I think he's probably the most genius musician that we.
He died in his 30s.
He died pretty
That's
early.
so early.
Yeah, no, he did. He was poisoned by a secret society.
Right, that's the conspiracy?
He lived 56 to 91, so maybe a little bit older than 30. Well, maybe not.
So the conspiracy, just
35,
to jot it down, is that he wrote about the secret society, so they killed him.
Yeah, exactly.
Got it. Wow, that's believable. That's like
It is. There's a lot of
on the
like
scale. That's pretty high.
no, it's up there with a more believable-ish one. And that's going up against Elvis Presley, who supposedly died on a toilet.
He died on a toilet. Is the conspiracy that he was killed? What's the conspiracy?
No, the conspiracy is and I should probably just Google like Elvis Presley conspiracy that he faked his death.
Oh, okay. This one seems difficult for me to believe, just right off the bat.
Yeah, I'm gonna get into a little bit of why people think this. Sorry, I'm not as
Did you watch the Elvis movie?
I did the Austin Butler one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I sure did.
Are you going to watch the new Elvis movie that's coming out?
I probably will. Yeah, that's what's her name?
Oh, I don't know. Wait, the wife or
Yeah,
like Valerie or something? No,
it's not Valerie. It's hold on, I know this. It's just early. It's about her, right?
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
the name of the movie.
Or it's
is
like her.
name.
Yeah, it's like her perspective a little bit. Yeah, I'll definitely watch that.
Jacob Elordi.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just scrolling through this thing here, but yeah, I don't know how much I have there. I think this one's a little more it's a lot less believable. There is like medical reports and evidence on his death.
I feel like he's just a big fame guy. Like
Yeah.
hard for me to imagine him not wanting to keep being famous and like
Oh, that's fair.
the
Yeah.
conspiracy is that he faked it so he could live like a normal life, like so he could not be famous. That seems kind of odd.
I see. Like you think he liked it enough.
Yeah, the motive seems low.
I agree with that one. I do want to see. He lived from 35 to 77. How many years is that? So he's 40 something, 47,
42.
40, 40. Oh yeah, sorry, 42. So that's kind of young.
That
I
is
guess is
young.
part of it too. And I'm not exactly sure if it
But
says
he
on
like
here.
overdosed, right? Or like he was like
I
not in a
think
good way.
So maybe that was part of it too.
I thought it would be that he got killed. Like that's like how he overdosed or like whatever. But yeah, I don't know. This one's kind of to me.
Yeah, prescription drug abuse and unhealthy eating habits severely compromised his health. He died suddenly in 1977 at his Graceland estate at the age of 42. I think that's part of it too, is that like you hear that and you're like, wait, like how did he die? And
Yeah,
that
that's
kinda
true.
starts
It would
that.
be the equivalent of I don't know, Bieber dying right now and like
Yeah, like what if we just dying and the answer? What if he died and the answer was like, oh, his health was bad?
yeah.
Yeah, so
yeah.
I think that's
Yeah,
exactly
that'd
right.
be kind of weird, yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
obviously I know more about the Mozart and I actually was super into that. Like I said, I always use that as a tactic to get people more interested in classical
Yeah,
music.
it didn't work for me for some reason, but I
Mozart thing?
still will vote for him, yeah.
Oh, okay. Right. Still not a fan of classical music is what you're saying.
It didn't make me more interested.
We need to find your classical musician. Like see if you're a Brahms guy or maybe I don't know what you're
Wolfgang?
being to. That's Mozart's first name.
Right.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Goat first name.
Get his goat first
Yeah.
name.
Goat last
Amadeus.
name.
Have you seen Amadeus?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, okay.
For the people who haven't seen it, do you want to explain what that is? Or?
I actually don't know if you're kidding. Yeah, no, it's a movie about Mozart.
Right.
Yeah.
Of course.
All right, man. Next matchup.
Okay, next matchup. Tupac
Okay.
versus John Lennon.
As in Shakur?
John Lennon Shakur.
Yeah. A lot of these are gonna be so much more. Well, let's just get into
We
it.
need to hurry up.
We
Stop
do-
asking all these dumb questions.
We need to
man.
hurry up, but I have a lot less to say about most of these.
Okay, Tupac shot, right?
Well, yeah, so he was killed. He was shot by another rapper. I don't
Was
know
it
if
Biggie?
it was a feud with Biggie. I think the thing is people aren't sure, like they never like pin someone, right? They never like actually convict like
Right.
this person.
It would
shot
be
Tupac.
Biggie's like henchman or whatever.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I think who shot Tupac is kind of the question like that probably developed into like a conspiracy theory.
You know what's hot right now?
What's hot?
Jada Pinkett Smith in the news.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And the joke is that Tupac faked his death to
Oh
get
my
away
God.
from Jada Pinkett. That is... That's like why he did it. 'Cause they were together.
that's a good one. Oh, they were together?
Yeah, at the time.
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't know that. Oh wow.
Yeah, how odd, right?
That is very odd actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me just read a little bit. Tupac's 25. He's a
So
rapper. That is really, imagine
young. A 25
making that much art and having that much fame and then dying at 25. Like that's such a
That's
short amount of
crazy.
time.
Yeah, that's crazy.
He was fatally shot in a drive-by shooting in Las Vegas, Nevada. The shooting occurred when the car carrying Shakur was dropped off at East Flamingo Road. I'm trying to find if they. Oh, okay. 27 years later, Dwayne Keefe D. Davis was arrested after being indicted by a grand jury for first-degree murder. So
They found the guy.
on September 29th, 2023, they indicted this guy.
Last month?
Yeah. He was arrested he was arrested last month.
That makes zero sense, but okay. How did I not hear about this?
Yeah, actually, what see, they're keeping it under wraps.
That's so weird.
But anyway, I think the whole idea was always like who shot Tupac, and I think some people think he faked his death. If I'm not mistaken, I wish I had a little bit more on his persona, but I don't think he was a super fame person. I think he was maybe on the spectrum of
They just like music.
yeah. That's going up against who? John
Lennon.
John Lennon. This one is that he killed himself, or did he kill himself? Hold on.
Well, John Lennon was assassinated by the guy who read The Catcher in the Rye by what's his face?
J.D. Salinger.
That guy wrote.
Oh, you say read?
Yeah, is that not it? Where he blamed that book for killing John Lennon, and that's like the whole like weird thing around that book.
Oh yeah, so the killer was Mark David Chapman, an American Beatles fan who was jealous and enraged by Lennon's rich lifestyle. His comment, the Beatles were more popular than Jesus. Chapman said he was inspired by fictional character Holden Caulfield
There you go.
from Salinger's novel Catcher in the Rye, a phony killer who loathes hypocrisy.
That's why they like banned the book for a little bit.
Wow, I didn't know that. Or
Which
maybe
is
I did
dumb because that book. If you've read that book, it's my favorite book.
Yeah.
I know you like it. I don't know if you've
I
read
do really
it in
like
a
it.
bit. But it's not like I don't really get that much. I feel like people hate it because it's about a kid who like complains a lot. Like
Yeah,
that's like
right,
what
right.
they say, which is fine. That's like a normal take to have. But but I would not like if something was wrong with this killer. Obviously, like
No, of
there's
course.
nothing in that book that needed to be banned or like told him to kill John
Yeah,
Lennon.
I mean, yeah, and no, and definitely the connection here. Again, this guy said that the inspiration from the characters that he's a phony killer. Like he doesn't like hypocrisy, which is just that you don't need that book to really
right?
I don't know,
Yeah.
yeah. That was a book I really like. Actually, one of the only books I've read multiple times that's not Harry Potter.
Oh,
That's
nice,
not a
yeah.
joke. Like that's I think the writing in it is fun, the way he talks.
But what
and
is
stuff.
the conspiracy for this matchup?
Yeah, I think that that it's faked. Sorry. I promise I did research these things. It just was a few days ago and it was also like a lot. You can ask Austin. I was texting him like all day. Conspiracy, or maybe it's one of those that it's like people think that this guy was like hired to kill him, and
Oh, right,
you know what I
right.
mean?
Yeah.
And he just kind of
He
like
blamed it on.
he's a scapegoat.
I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
I
pretty
think that's
good.
what
I
it
like
was.
that one. Unfortunately, I think it went up against a tough matchup because I think the Tupac one is so popular.
Yeah, it is popular. I mean, that's kind of a staple of the like pop culture. Like, you know, again, it's just the who killed Tupac, who shot Tupac.
Tupac being dead or alive was in like so many pop culture references after that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think there's some hidden stuff in songs that people are like, whoa, like this is, you know, whatever. Also, I forgot to mention the Tupac. That's something that happens with musicians, and it's really dumb. But the posthumously released music, like,
Right.
is
Right.
always gets
That's
that
right.
people are like, you know, don't understand that.
It is weird going on Spotify and like seeing people who are dead still release music.
Yeah.
It's like, that doesn't. I don't like that.
No, it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll vote for Tupac as well.
Okay, cool. Next matchup, we have Walt Disney, which is about his head being frozen, I imagine.
Yeah, his head or his just in general being cryogenically frozen.
And that's going up against you again. You wrote this.
So, well, hold on. I actually meant to be like, hey, are you cool with this? We cannot say the name. A certain German Führer. There's some conspiracies about him being taken off to a bunker in Antarctica and not actually, because I think that people, like, no one killed him, no one arrested
he killed
him
himself,
right? Exactly. Right, cyanide capsule, right? And I think the idea is that people think maybe that was a cover up because they didn't find him.
Sure.
Yeah.
And that's fine. People get who we're talking about. He wrote a book.
He's kind of the antithesis to Walt Disney.
No, they're pretty similar, I think.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, I'll vote for Walt Disney because I think his is interesting. Is that he's frozen, right?
Yeah.
Is that on Disney property, like in Disney World or something?
Yeah.
Like that?
Why is he? Because there's a few figures that people say like might be frozen, but he seems to be like that's the big one. Like Walt Disney's frozen.
Yeah, I don't know.
Weird
guy.
I'm gonna look at how he died. Yeah, I've heard that more recently that he was kind of a weird guy. Walt Disney. Sorry, some of these take me a bit. Remember, we're still waking up, folks. He was a heavy smoker. That's all I need to read. Yeah, we can pass on Walt Disney.
Bad guy, good name, Walt Disney.
That's all it takes is a name.
Okay, last matchup: JFK, grassy knoll, 2 shooters, maybe.
Yeah.
Versus Jesus Christ.
I also meant to check this one with you.
So his is that he rose from the dead 3 days later?
Well, again, remember that. Yeah, these are conspiracies surrounding the deaths of. So kind of just the whole being the son of God and resurrecting.
Well, it depends what religion you are, I guess. But
what do you mean? Oh, right, yeah, because I guess he was just a prophet and like other
Jewish
other
people
texts.
don't think he's just a guy, which makes sense, I guess, because he's Jewish.
Well, that's why it's a conspiracy. Like, there's a group of people that believe it.
I mean, yeah, all religion could be conspiracy.
I think that was kind of part of my putting it on here.
Yeah,
it's just something
Again,
people believe.
I don't hate this on here. Obviously, I don't believe everything about surrounding Jesus Christ. Right?
We don't know.
I think he was probably just a guy.
Give me the 50 to 100 that
he was
wasn't
God's
just
son.
a guy. Maybe not God's son, maybe magical in some way.
I believe more that he's God's son than he's magical.
What?
Yeah.
Fine.
Why would he just be a magical guy? He's just Chris Angel?
I'm not here to explain the mysteries of the world. I'm just here to say it's possible.
It's less possible that it's just magical, right?
I think that really depends on your perspective. Some people would say it's less possible that he was the son of
But like
the
the reason he's
creator of the
magical
universe.
is because like something, right? Like
No, it could just be like a freak.
like who? Like who else?
It could be a scientific thing. Like maybe once in a while there's a gene, right, that just gives us some kind of.
Yeah, I believe way more that that there's a god.
All right, man. So then 99%.
I would say that he's the son of God percentage is like 50 to 100. I'll say 89.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. What about so JFK? I think
I think
is-
JFK advances for me is what I was gonna say.
oh, okay. JFK over JC, JHC.
Yeah. JHC. Yeah, I think his is more interesting. It being in Dallas, it being the president,
Yeah.
it being kind of confusing.
And the main one around JFK is that the government killed him, right?
I think
just
that's
kind
the
of-
main thing is I don't even know who killed him, right? Like or like why. The
Yeah.
motive or-
Okay, JFK goes on. Yeah, awesome.
Okay, do you have any honorable mentions? I guess we talked about him already.
Yeah, the mini
Avril
tournament people
Lavigne,
were.
Steve Jobs.
Yeah, those are good ones.
Okay, next matchup we have Tupac versus Mozart.
That's a tough one.
Yeah, that was a tough one.
Both goats in their own right.
Yeah, that's fair.
How badly would you want to put Tupac over Mozart? Because obviously I'm a strong.
Who's the best classical music artist right now?
Oh, interesting. Well, right now,
Could it be me?
What do you mean? Could it be you?
Could I become the classical music
best
best
do you
artist
still have
of the
potential?
time?
Sure, yeah, you might have it in you. I mean,
But like, is classical music kind of like an open field, sort of? Let's speak. Like, I could
I
never
would say
become the best pop artist
okay,
of our time
all
right now. You know,
right.
do you know what I
No,
mean?
man. No,
What do you
that's
mean?
not-
No.
Actually, that goes. That's. I was about to address. Right now, we kind of separated a lot into performers and then composers.
So like, who's the goat right now? Like Yo-Yo Ma or something?
Performer
Or-
Yo-Yo Ma, Joshua Bell. Itzhak Perlman's still kicking.
They're all pretty old.
They're all pretty old.
I could be the guy.
Like performer. I think that'd
Just,
be
like,
harder.
Everything.
What I was
yeah.
gonna say is your path could be, if you're really creative, you may be able to learn composition and write
I feel like
something.
I can just do it all. You know what I mean?
Okay. I guess. I'm glad you feel that way.
Yeah.
I want you to feel encouraged.
This just the field just feels so open.
I don't think that's.
Do you know what I mean?
I know what you mean, but it's funny because then when you enter the classical bubble, it's so crowded, and it's. Just
I feel
so funny
like
that
I
you
could
think
never
that.
be. I could never be in the NBA, right? But if like I
Well-
start pickleball right now,
Yeah,
I could be the goat.
you're comparing
what I mean?
classical music to pickleball.
Yeah, is the pickleball of sports of music? Yeah.
Music that I
It's
just
fair.
don't know
Yeah.
how that's. Yeah, I don't know, man.
I feel like the audience gets what I mean. You know?
Maybe,
You know what I
and
mean?
that's just heartbreaking to me. But it is funny because it's such a crowded space because some like the ratio of people who like classical music to the ratio of people who want to be classical musicians is so much more skewed. You know what I mean? Like then,
I can't even imagine
like,
those
you know,
numbers even are.
oh yeah, but they're just, you know what I'm saying though, they're so close.
I
Like, they're-
guess I don't know.
But anyway, yeah, man. I guess I'll give you that.
Thank you.
Yeah, no,
Wow.
you're totally good.
That's awesome to hear. I'm gonna go Tupac.
Okay, I skew Mozart.
Yeah,
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 fun time to just use possession.
yeah. You can use possession.
I feel bad for Tupac because I do respect him as well.
You
And
don't have to feel bad.
Mozart does kind of come from a strongly white European tradition of music. I'll let Tupac go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's the year 2023. Let's let Tupac go on.
And then the next matchup is Walt Disney versus JFK.
Oh, how interesting.
Yeah.
I skew JFK.
Okay, I think I'm in the middle of these
Yeah.
two. I
And
think
now
they're
I'm just
both.
picking based on the person, not really the conspiracy. And we're kind of
Okay,
there.
so then the
Huh?
winner would be
JFK or
JFK.
Tupac?
Oh, or Tupac.
I could go JFK. Best conspiracy theory surrounding the death of a prominent figure, JFK. Yeah, that's a good final. That's a good winner. Tupac being second, that's a good tournament.
I feel like we didn't talk about him that much, though. Do you want
We
any
didn't.
last
Yeah,
words
yeah,
of
we can dive
JFK?
into it. JFK conspiracies. Conspiracy theories, assassination of JFK. Oh my god, this is dense material. Cuba. Subsequent congressional responses. Let me find the fucking cliff
Spark
notes of
notes.
this shit, man.
Yeah, where's Cliff? Give me his
Um,
notes.
the assassination of President John F. Kennedy, I almost called him Robert F. Kennedy, spawned numerous conspiracy theories. These theories allege the involvement of the CIA, the mafia, Vice President Lyndon B. Johnson, the Cuban Prime Minister Fidel Castro, the KGB, and some combination of these individual
Oh, is it
entities.
because the vice became the president
I,
after
I
that?
believe Lyndon B.
That's
Johnson became president after JFK.
LBJ. That used to be your nickname in high school, LBJ.
That was good. I've never heard that one. That was great. So I don't have a kick drum. I actually need to do that for next episode right here, which we'll be recording in the next 15 minutes. Yeah, there's some FBI stuff. District Attorney Vincent Bugliosi estimated a total of 42 groups, 82 assassins, and 214 people have been accused at one time or
That's
another
crazy.
in various conspiracy scenarios. But that's pretty much it.
Yeah,
Who shot
it's
JFK?
dense, and yeah, it's confusing, and it's a lot of it's believable too.
Yeah.
I will say
Well,
before we go, did you want to say
I was
something?
just
Because
gonna say,
mine's kind of dumb.
mine's dumb too. Like I said earlier, the government stuff to me for some reason is more believable.
Oh,
Always.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I was gonna say my favorite thing around it is they used it in X-Men Days of Future Past, I
oh
think,
yeah.
where Magneto was locked for killing JFK, but in fact he was trying to save him
Yeah.
because he moved the bullet because JFK was a mutant
That's crazy.
and the government killed him.
That's so insane. Yeah.
Yeah.
They are retconning history.
Yeah.
Or
I
retconning?
actually love
Retconning?
that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Nice. Actually, when I was in middle school, we had to do, I don't remember what the assignment is, but we had to make a PowerPoint. And whatever the assignment is, I created a story of this figure that went throughout history and was the murder of all these in these conspiracy theories, like
Oh,
legit, like
right,
a
yeah.
project. And I did in middle school.
That's a crazy project,
Yeah,
but pretty cool.
and it was like at the time PowerPoint was first coming out, and I figured out how to like put in music and this little image that like slowly like panned in.
Yeah.
But
Everyone
anyway,
who
so,
first learns PowerPoint always puts silly effects on
yeah,
the
yeah,
thing.
for sure. But anyway, yeah, enough about that. We got more tournaments to record.
Yeah, this is the first of our retreat. If you're listening to this, yeah, we did it, and the next one will be the same day right after this one. Next week you'll listen to it, but it's going to be recorded the same day. So
Yeah, cool.
thank you so much for listening. We'll be back next week with another conspiracy corner theory episode.
It's fun.
Yeah, it is fun. A lot of talking. I hope you enjoyed the rambling. Yeah, you can find more from me at Austin Agars on Twitter and Instagram. You can find more from Guillermo at LBJ on Twitter and Instagram. Please follow our tournament styles socials as well, and our new TikTok tournament
Yeah,
style
follow us on TikTok.
podcast, tournament style pod.
Yeah, tournament style pod. If you search tournament style, it's there. That's where a lot of the clips are going to be for now. I'll also be sharing them on my social media. But for now, I think that the tournament style is going to be heavily on TikTok.
Yeah, please also rate, review, and subscribe. And if you see the TikTok, give it a like. Why not? Fuck it.
Please do.
And if you enjoy, tell a friend, show a friend the clips on the TikTok, and yeah, that's how we grow here and stay happy. We'll be back next week with another episode. Bye.
Bye.